claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Not that vagrant kind. Yeah. I let you in, but in one condition. No one here will ever tell us so. I'll be your guard in this messy catacomb. Follow my lead long down this hole. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know, we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. In this hellhole I've been stuck, but I feel something I've never felt before. I can't stop this craving. If you tried it once, you want it even more. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know, we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Not that vagrant kind. Yeah. I let you in, but in one condition. No one here will ever tell us so. I'll be your guard in this messy catacomb. Follow my lead long down this hole. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know, we'll.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back, because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best 3-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked off of turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And your source for esports racing is live. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live today in the Lernerville Speedway, Lernerville, Pennsylvania. It is a great time indeed, because it's time for the UDRA Amsoil Super Late Model Dirt Series, brought to you by iRacing, iFlag, and so many great other people we'll get to. It comes to you live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. What is going on, everybody? Phil the Cast here on a Sunday afternoon. Still feeling it Saturday. It's Sunday afternoon. You know, that football on to my left here. And Phil's here. Todd's here. Mr. Stanton. It's ready to rock and roll. Another lightning fast Saturday. Week number 2 of this series. Critically acclaimed. You had a big one last week, 100 laps. Good news for you this week. We only going 50. And you got your partner in crime with you this week. How the heck are you?
Doing a fantastic job last week, Phil. It was definitely hard to do that last week. Definitely missing my partner last week, and I'm doing fantastic, I should say, here today on a Sunday afternoon here at 1 o'clock, getting ready for heat racing action. Already pulled out onto the Speedway tonight's Hard Motorsports Quick Time, or today's Hard Motorsport Quick Time. Dylan Wilson in the number 8. He starts on the pole. Outside of him will be Jimmy Emery aboard the number 4 machine. Inside row number 2, that'll be Brooks Tramiel aboard the number 22 machine, and his dad's brother outside 3D Racing Zone, the number 29 of Scott Dobbs. Inside row number 3, that'll be Darren Litterall, HRE Motorsports number 68 machine, and Clifford Driscoll aboard the number 63. 7th starting spot will be Brayton Wallace aboard the number 6 machine, and Josh Peacock in the 61 rolls off position 8. 9th starting spot will see Tyson Pankow in the number 91, and Matthew Everts in the 06 rolling off 10th, and 11th on the field there. That'll be Mason Turner aboard the number 40 machine.
All right, call out there for 11 cars. Heat races are going 10 laps, top 4 into the main event. 4 heat races to take you some soup, and then an awesome 50-lap main event. We go on to the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag, Dylan Wilson going to lead Jim Emery down to turn 1.
Yeah, Dylan Wilson, the D1RT number 80 machine, had a fantastic run last week, and hopefully he can capitalize on that. I should say, fantastic run last week in a Lernerville type of atmosphere for the 3D racing series that we had going on Monday night. So let's see if we can back it up here on UDRA right now. The leader here in heat race number 1, Jimmy Emery, running in that second spot in the number 4 machine. Third right now, should see the number, it looks like the number 22 of Brooks Tramiel. It is Tramiel running in on that third spot.
Brooks Tramiel doing really good there. 22 car riding that third spot, and it's 68. Darren Litterall holding on to that final transfer over in turn number 3 and 4, really digging this all-new Lernerville Speedway. This thing really came to life. Ovazoot is going to be spectacular. It's lived up to the bill. And now 2 weeks here, and Dylan Wilson is a guy on a mission. He's a guy who's really taken to this track, Todd, in a very quick and a big way as we go 4 laps complete, approaching halfway, the IndyCar leading the field. But you're not counting out Jimmy Emery. That 4 car really sporty there as they head to turn 1.
And Jimmy Emery doing a fantastic job right now in position number 2. Right now, I've been watching a battle for the 4th spot between the 68 and Litterall and Brayton Wallace in the 6 machine. Well, those guys have been fighting tooth and nail for that 4th spot there, Phil. Not a lot of, I believe it's top 3 that move on. these guys are just fighting maybe for a better spot in one of those consolation events that we're going to have going on here, as we have 5 laps remaining here. So we are halfway home, so we should be coming up on 4 laps this time by the start finish line. Dylan Wilson, 4 to go here at Lernerville Speedway.
According to my itinerary here, Todd, the magic number into the main event from here is 4. So I guess we'll keep our eye toward Darren Litterall back there riding in that 4th spot. He has got pressure from behind. That number 6 to the low side of Braden Wallace. He has that car digging. The V6 is loaded for bear. Give the spot in the quote. Braden Wallace thought he had it. He washed up. Litterall fighting back up high. Let's battle for transfer now over in 3.
Yeah, Litterall doing a fantastic job holding them off there. Those two going at it with one another here, trying to get that final transfer spot. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air here at Lernerville. Braden Wallace looks him over once again, over 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. This is tricky. Haven't seen anybody go over the bank yet, Phil. But we're going to see the white flag over the field. Dylan Wilson, one more trip around.
Dylan is attempting to walk away with this one and hide. He's, less than 0.4 of a mile away from doing so, because he's already in turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. He'll see the checkered flag from here and give heat race number 1 to the D1RT number 80, Dylan Wilson, taking down the win. 2 will go to Jimmy Emery. 3rd for Brooks Trammell. 4th will get Darren Litterall into the main event. That will send Braden Wallace, Matthew Everidge, Tyson Hancow, Cliff Driscoll, Mason Turner, and Scott Dobbs into consolation rounds. And what's going on, everybody? Really good to have you out here for a Sunday afternoon. This series had a lot of acclaim to it. Money on the line. A lot of the heavies to the hitters here in the dirt coming out on a Sunday afternoon. And a lot of great people have made this thing happen. Folks like iRacing, iFlag. Also got to thank Cron, Cron Motorsports out there. Dirt All Access, I know, was part of the names on there. I know you got the whole list in front of you, Todd. I'm trying to wing them by memory. I know you got the whole list at your disposal.
Yeah, Cron Trucking, Kevin's Custard, and then you got Amsoil, Dirt All Access, Highside Graphics, Sugar Dog, HRE, Motorsports Team Friday. Amongst the sponsors there, iRacing, iFlag, another sponsor too that came on late, but definitely put up some different things, trophies and different things going on with them. But heat race number 2 getting ready to roll out onto the Speedway, starting on the pole, a D1RT guy. That is the number 42 of Jordan Casey, and HRE Motorsports number 3 of Shane James in position number 2. Position number 3 sees the number 21 of Chad Boland, and then JD Sass aboard the number 22 in position number 4. Position 5 sees the number 44 machine. That's Anthony Perego. And that's him. It'll be Kevin Weingar in the number 29 machine. Rolling off in the 7th starting spot, that'll be John Kennedy aboard the number 89 machine, and Lyndon Whiffle aboard the number 25, rolling off position 8. 9th starting spot sees Matthew Hearn aboard the number 37, and Brett Fair aboard the number 13 in position 10. Well, we don't have 11 cars out there, Phil, so only 10 cars. I thought there was going to be 11. Tricky here at Lernerville. Heat racing number 2 action, getting ready to come away at you.
This one is stacked with a lot of names right there. You look no further than the front row with guys like Jordan Casey and Shane James. You look further back, you see hot shoes like Anthony Perego back there. Of course, you got John Kennedy, who's almost fast. Matthew Hearn in the field this afternoon. Going to start from the back of this one, so only top 4 go on into the main event. Let's go on to the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag, it rolls up in the air. Jordan Casey leads the field now off turn number 2.
Yeah, Chad Boland looking to the bottom of Shane James. There's the number 3 machine. That was a battle for the 2nd spot there as they were getting through 1 and 2, already down to 3 and 4. That's how quick the racing action's going on here. James now into 2nd. Now here comes JD Sass. Here comes Anthony Perego down to the bottom, 3 wide through turns 1 and 2.
Oh, Perego got a little bit loose there in the bottom, almost spun out, got up in the field, but somehow really did a good job holding onto that race car, trying to wheel it over on the inside. 44 there is kind of doing a little D-I-go out of line, but we look up front. Jordan Casey's attempting this drive away from this one here. Shane James falling into that 2nd spot in the number 3. 3rd, we find Chad Boland. JD Sassy's holding on to that 4th and final transfer. For now, we're all single file. Top 4 as we hit turn 1.
Yeah, staying right there in the battle for the 4th spot, the final transfer. JD Sass holding on to it. Perego keeps looking down to the bottom, knocking on the door here around the bottom side of the Speedway. He was quick last week, just missing it by a little bit of making the A main, but Perego now goes to battle for the 4th and final transfer spot, side by side through 1 and 2. Perego has a little bit of an advantage, but here comes JD Sass firing back on the outside.
Yeah, great battle there. Sass and Perego over in turn number 3. JD has that momentum built up high. You can see how quick, how hard it is right now to keep that car pinched down low and carry all the speed. Anthony Perego trying to do all he can as we're halfway home now. 5 in the border. We'll complete 6 this time around, but Nobody quicker here in heat race number 2 than Jordan Casey. But look in the mirror, he's got that HRE Team Fridays number 3 of Shane James. Shane is lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, Shane James was in that second spot. Phil made a costly mistake now, drops himself out of a transfer spot. And to fifth there, Shane James now to fifth, from second to fifth. That puts Perego on the hot seat there in the final transfer spot in the number 44 machine. He's still going at it, though, with J.D. Sass right there directly in front of him with 3 to go.
Whatever happened, I just now see what happened to Shane James. Got really out of shape, almost went off the track, and then he fell from second all the way back to fifth there in about half a lap. So that was tough for the 3 car, but he's going to battle Perego for the final transfer. James to the inside, he makes a little bit of contact down low. They're door-to-door in the 3 for the transfer.
Yeah, Perego going to sling it in down here through 3 and 4. Now makes a little bit of contact of his own right there in Lernerville. White flag out in the air, the final transfer. That's where we're going to stick with here. Perego down to the bottom. James in the middle group with that number 3 machine. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Here comes Anthony Perego diving it down in pretty hard and deep there. But James is going to hold on to the 4th and final transfer spot. Jordan Casey going to take down the heat race there in the D1RT as he was winning that one going away.
Jordan Casey over Chad Bolin, J.D. Sass, and Shane James, your 4 cars in the main event. Anthony Perego, Kevin Weigard, John Kennedy, Brett Fayer, Matthew Hearn will go off into the consolation rounds as we move over into heat race number 3. And I look at this one. this whole field is stacked today. Doesn't matter what heat race you go to, but this one here has got some heavy hitters on the pole aboard the iRacing iFlag. Car number 127, that is Blake Majulis, and alongside aboard car number 7, that is Howard Weaver. In the second row aboard car number 08 from 3D Racing, that is Calvin Herring. And alongside the 017, that is Justin Sick. Row 3, Swindell Speed Lab brings us car number 00 of Kendall Tucker with the number 157, HRE 157 for Drew Hopkins on the outside of row 3. Row 4, Jason McSparron rolling off aboard car number 23 with Old Sideways. AJ Sideways Crews aboard the 343 rolling off from position number 8. Ninth starter this afternoon will be car number 32 of Al Balducci, and he is flanked shotgun by the number 07 of Preston Ledford. A very good 10-car field on for their 10-lap trek around the Lernerville Speedway.
Yeah, another star-studded field here, Lernerville heat race number 3 out there on the Speedway. The 127 of Blake Majulis is your pole sitter there. The Swindell Speed Labs number 127. Then you got Howard Weaver, a familiar face here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and the iRacing iFlag number 07 machine. Then you've got 3D Racing, Calvin Herring aboard the 08 machine. Then Justin Sick. So it's an all 3D Racing second row with Justin Sick on the outside there too, Phil. So going to be interested to see who's going to take the 4 transfer spots. Kendall Tucker starting 5th in the double knot machine. I'm not used to seeing him start that deep in this type of field.
Oh, but I think he'll be okay on the inside. I think that's where you're going to need to be early to gain some spots. Keep an eye on that number 00 there, rolling off in P5. The field's in turn number 3 and 4. The lights are extinguished. Let's go into the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag, Blake Majulis stops out loud, pedal down with a really good launch on the start. He's going to lead by 2 car lengths off of 2.
Yeah, Blake Majulis definitely a fantastic start there. Already down the back straightaway here to turn number 3. So Blake Majulis over Howard Weaver running in that second spot. Calvin Herring running in that third spot there. Here comes Kendall Tucker to the top shelf of the Speedway. You thought he was going to run the bottom. He's in the top. Nope. Now he's in the middle, making it 3 wide. He's into the final transfer spot right now as he's able to get around Drew Hopkins. Slide job on Calvin Herring right across the front of the nose of that 08 machine. Boy, Kendall Tucker really throwing her in pretty deep. They're able to hold on there to the 4th spot, but I thought he was going to go around off the front bumper or the front nose of the 08 machine. And Tucker slides it in deep again, up in front of Calvin Herring again. Oh, contact! Oh. Herring around, upside down, tumbling down the front straightaway.
Holy smokes, Calvin Herring, the lead jackass of 3D, goes for a ride. And man, that absolutely sucks. That car is destroyed. Calvin Herring was racing for a transfer, and that car is absolutely crushed. But we stayed green on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, clean and green here. No yellow flags during the heat races, but man, a crushed car. Calvin Herring definitely taking a tumble down the front straightaway. Well, we are halfway in. 5 in, 5 to go for the 127 of Blake Majulis. Howard Weaver running in that second spot. Kendall Tucker right now for 3. He's trying to track down Weaver. Drew Hopkins holds on to the final transfer spot there in HRE Motorsports number 157.
Drew doing a good job. He's got AJ Sideways right behind as well. Preston Ledford 0-7 right on the outside, looking into that battle for that final transfer spot, all chasing. Racing to Blake Majolis, who was run off over 2 seconds. So Blake is gone. Going to take a big mistake to lose this one here. We look back, we find Howard Weaver in second. He's got a little gap between himself and Kendall Tucker. The drama right now, Todd, sits back here for fourth, and young Drew Hopkins is doing a hell of a job. That's a guy who's got a world of talent. He's going to hit that fourth and final transfer as we head to turn 3.
Yeah, phenom, the 157 of Drew Hopkins right out running in that 4th spot. AJ sideways, AJ Cruz running in 5th. On the outside looking in, but that's not a bad thing, Phil. You get a good start in one of those consolation events as we got popsicle sticks up in the air. This time, by going to see white flag up in the air for the 127 of Blake Majolis.
And Blake is just driven away from the seal as he exits turn number 2. He already sees the white flag, and this unimpeded with clean racetrack ahead. He'll float that 127 down to turn number 3 and 4. Racing the air with a checkered flag. Blake Majolis is going to take down the win in heat race number 3. Second for Howard Weaver, Kendall Tucker for 3. Drew Hopkins going to hold on for 4th. AJ Cruz, Preston Leadfoot, Jason McSparron, Al Balducci, Justin Sick, Kelvin Herring are going to be among the group going off on our consolation rounds here that'll follow us on rather quickly, because we have only 4 heat races on the docket, and heat race number 4 is coming out on the Speedway as we speak. This one is just motoring along at a really, really high rate of speed.
Yeah, fast pace here. The Voiles Trucking starting lineup here for heat race number 4 going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 15 from D1RT Motorsports. That is the Missile Mason Crawford. And his dancing part of the outside, Bulletproof Motorsports number 10. That's Phil's favorite, Casey Brunson. Inside row number 2 is starting in the 3rd starting position. That will see Davin Cardwell aboard the number 7 machine. And Britton Roxbury aboard the 421, rolling off in 4th. Rolling off 5th will be Darren Freeman aboard the number 89 machine. And Mike Cron aboard the number 31 in position 6. 7th starting spot sees the number 420 machine. That will be the Easy Eric Elmore. And Brad Dyer aboard the number 56 machine. Going to roll off in position 8. 9th starting spot sees Alex Mullers in the number 211. And Ryan Underwood aboard the number 46, rolling off in position 10.
As a good 10-car field there, 10 more trips around. Final chance of these guys to maybe stay out of the soup or the consies or whatever. Get yourself on into the A main. You got to do it now with 4 trips or the last of 4 races, 10 laps to get it done. The Missile, Mason Crawford aboard that number 19, going to lead Casey Brunson number 10. That is 2 really fabulous looking race cars. Going to lead this field to the green flag. You look and you find Davin Cardwell there in row number 2. Flank on the outside by Britton Roxbury, that 421. That's a cool looking little race car there, that blue and white red numeral machine. Darren Friedman back there aboard the number 89 with Mike Cron's number 331. That's an awesome looking ride as well. As we go to the racing guy flag, green flag up in the air. Look at that 19, the Missile Mason Crawford. Oh, he got shot like a Patriot missile. He leaks him back straight away.
Yeah, Mason Crawford leading. Here comes Davin Cardwell down to the inside. The 017 machine. Now, stuffs Casey Brunson just a tad bit. That moves him way up the track. Britton Roxbury into the wall with Casey Brunson. A little bit of a move there early on in the going. Davin Cardwell squeeze plays number 10 up on the wall. I think that was a little bit unnecessary there by the 017 machine. It could have came out a little bit better. Unfortunately, the number 10 of Casey Brunson and Britton Roxbury involved in that mess.
Yeah, it sure was. That's a mess, too. It's going to take both those drivers out of potentially a good transfer spot. That could ruin their day altogether. Davin Cardwell, a little bit overzealous. And, if I'm critical of Cardwell, that's one thing I really do say, is they really do drive those cars on the edge out of control and not really courteous to the people around them. I thought that one could have did without, but Davin Cardwell nonetheless going to hold on to position number 2. Darren Friedman, how about the run for the 89? Darren now holding on to the 3rd spot. Eric Elmore, old Speedy, he back with us. He's got the 420 car locked in the 4th and holding on, but here comes Britton Roxbury. Britton trying to fight back there as we head to turn 3.
Yeah, Roxbury definitely got to be driving a little bit upset there because he was in a transfer spot, unfortunately, but able to keep it going at least. There in that 421 machine, now looking underneath Ryan Underwood there. And that number 46 machine, Mike Cron in the HRE Motorsports number 31, having a fantastic run too. He's trying to track down Easy E, Eric Elmore for the 4th and final transfer spot.
It's a little race there. Elmore holding onto it. Roxbury wants it. You look right underneath as well. The 10 car of Casey Brunson, he's rebounded trying to race his way back into the transfer line. May not have enough time to do so. There's already 7 laps going on the board. Mason Crawford's got a full 1 second lead here over Darren Cardwell. Darren Friedman, another guy having a really good run here, Todd. 89 car running in 3rd with no pressure from behind. I guess the drama sits for fourth on back. Where
Oh,
Elmore
Gavin
holds
Cardwell
on.
up and over the bank.
Oh,
He comes back, though.
he back. No harm, no foul. He's good. Cardwell holding on there for that third. Darren Friedman up around him to make second. So a change for second, but is anybody going to catch Mason Crawford without a mistake? I say no.
And Mason Crawford definitely has a 2.183 second advantage, now 2.299 at the line. 1 lap to remaining here. Mason Crawford, your race leader there in the number 19. We call him a missile for a reason here. Down through number 3 and off a turn. Number 4 picking up heat race. Number 4 will be the number 19 machine of Mason Crawford. Darren Freeman going to finish up second. Gavin Cardwell for 3. And fourth and final transfer spot belongs to Easy Eric Elmore in the 420.
I was going to say guys like Mike Cron, Britton Roxbury, Casey Brunson, Alex Smolders, Ryan Underwood off into our consolation rounds. 4 heat races complete, and that means it's time to play the round of suit or the consies. What are we going to next? Looks like it says C-Main, going to be 12 laps around. I believe these may be set up like 2 actual individual Bs.
They are 2 consies.
I believe they are 2 consies for sure. Wanted to make sure I had that right before we went on, and this one's assembling, Todd, with 12 cars to enter the racing surface. I'll let you take the starting lineup here for B-Main number 1.
B-Main number 1. Constellation of number 1 going to go away like this. Starting out of the pole, driving the number 6. That'll be Braden Wallace. As they support it outside, driving the 343 machine. That'll be AJ Sideways, AJ Cruz. Inside row number 2, the third starting spot will be the 06 machine of Matthew Everts and Preston Ledford aboard the 07 machine in position number 4. Position 5 sees the number 91 of Tyson Pankow and Jason McSbarron aboard the number 23 in position 6. Rolling off in position number 7, that'll be 63 machine of Clifford Driscoll and Al Beducci aboard the number 32 in position 8. 9th starting spot, we'll see Mason Turner and the number 40 machine and Justin Sick aboard the 017 in position 10. Inside row number 6 will be Scott Dobbs aboard the number 29 machine and Calvin Herring aboard the 08. Those are 3D Racing. That's all 3D Racing. Row number 6. Row number 7 sees absolutely nobody because there is no 7 rows out there. So row 6. 6 rows. I thought there was going to be 7. Again, timing screen lying to me just a tad bit. So I'm going to have to work on my timing screen, Phil. I have to keep resetting it after every race.
Todd, they're after a while, they kind of all run together because after a doubleheader yesterday, a doubleheader for us here today on the network. Tomorrow with a great show with J-Max Strong, J-Max Germany's race at Lernerville. Just a really busy time of the year for us. And I think at times, this kind of stuff, cars and tracks and lineups, whatnot, they all kind of run together. Let's go under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag. Braden Wallace and AJ Cruz going to lead the field off turn 2.
Brayton Wallace in that number B6 machine, leading down the back straightaway already. Second right now is Matthew Everts in that 06. AJ Cruz running in third. Here comes Tyson Pankow as he leaves down to the bottom side. 3 wide for the 4th spot there. As Clifford Driscoll way down on the bottom of that 63 machine. He's trying to make some headway.
That is that 4th and final transfer there, so we'll keep an eye on that battle for sure. Driscoll trying to make it, working over the bottom side. Preston Ledford is there. Tyson Pankow, number 91, he's the one holding on to that final transfer, but for how long? Look at AJ Sideways, put him up to 4th. We're racing there door to door for 2nd as we hit third into turn 3.
Yeah, here comes Clifford Driscoll, AJ Cruz as Matthew Everts. He got the 2nd spot pretty much covered, but they're coming for him too. Clifford Driscoll working over the bottom side of the Speedway down there. Hub sucking, I was calling, a lot of people call it catfishing. I call it hub sucking. But the 63 machine now up to the 3rd spot. Now starts to track down the 06 of Matthew Everts. And they come off of turn number 4. AJ Cruz still running in that 4th and final, I believe it's the 4th and final transfer spot there, Phil, through B-Main number 1.
Yeah, we're taking 4 out of each B, 4 out of the heat. So you put 4 times 4 is 16 plus 8. I'm counting 24 for a main event here at 50 laps coming up here rather quickly, but we still got business left to attain to and get done, and we got it right here in B-Main number 1 where Braden Wallace leads the way. This race for the 2nd spot has been terrific between Matt Everts in the 06 and Cliff Driscoll. They continue to go door to door for that 2nd spot off of 3 and 4.
Yeah, good battle going on. Thank you, Katie, for the star donations out there on Facebook. Those go a long way, folks, and help us out reach our goals here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Star donations. Definitely like to see as many star donations as we can get for the month of December, as Facebook has now made our goal even higher here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But B-Main number 1 out there already here. That is Braden Wallace. He's out there to a pretty good lead over Matthew Everts, 1.316. Then you go back to Clifford Driscoll and AJ Cruz. Cruz now looking to the bottom here Was looking to the bottom there momentarily, but now it's Driscoll looking to the bottom of Matthew Everett's. As Everett's right now holding on to that second spot, but Clifford Driscoll definitely got something down on the bottom. Looks like the forward bite there, Phil.
It really does. 63 car having a really good run off the corner, but is he going to have enough time to race down the legs of Matthew Everett? So I want to echo the sentiments you had there and thank Katie for the stars today. So, well, Katie is awesome. Katie from the Pit Pass, she does great work, a great writer. I love reading what she puts out, following along. So thank you, Katie, so much for the stars. A fellow brethren out there. I also thought I saw Robbie Buckner checking into the chat as well. I believe that was Robbie Buckner. So that would be, I believe, Backwards Hat Promotions, I believe, there, Todd? Out there now.
Big shout out to those guys, too. They do a
big
fantastic job. There's not many broadcasters I do watch, Bill, but he's definitely one of them. And it's asphalt. We're not so good at asphalt, but we do a fantastic job, I think, at the dirt side. Asphalt, we still got to work on as the white flag comes out. Brayton Wallace down into turn number 3 for the final time, and off of turn number 4. The RACI flag number B6. Oh, Brayton Wallace takes down B-Main number 1, Clifford Driscoll for 2 now, Bill. Then you got AJ Cruz. Preston Ledford round out, I believe, your 4 cars here. It's kind of weird. What the heck?
Matt Everett's went off course.
Oh, Matt Everett's went off the track, man. We missed that. Oh, that sucks.
Right in the last corner, too. Completely missed the corner. That's going to eliminate him from going on into the
I want some, too, Jack Anderson. You better get me some.
Oh, what's Jack, what's Jack giving away?
He's giving some custard out there.
Karen's custards.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah. I want some, too.
Oh, if we're making orders, Jack, I'll send some up here too, because this guy basically, I would say, fell out of bed. I fell all over the place last night, and a little bit sore. I feel my nickname for the day called Ice Pack. I am hurting unit, but you know what? Let's do some more Ice Pack out there racing. We got B-Main at number 2.
About ice, Phil. This Northeast is a touchy subject.
It really is right now. It really is. I know what rain and snow coming this way, but Tom, let's take something happy. Let's look at the lineup here for the B-Main as we roll out here. Final trek for these guys to race their way to the main event.
20,000, Katie, by the way. 20,000 stars is a new donation, or new Facebook leveled it out up there now. So yeah.
They don't think we're legitimate. We have to hit that.
Yeah. We'll get there. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Adam, out there. 500 stars. Thank you very much. Thank you, all the fans and the people that listen to us here on the Full Velocity Network. It definitely means a lot. But starting on the pole, driving the number 44 machine, that'll be Anthony Perego. And his dancing part of the outside, driving the number 31, HRE Motorsports number 31, that'll be Mike Cron. Row number 2 sees Cameron Weigand aboard the number 29 as I'm choking on myself. And Britton Roxbury, the 421, rolls off position 4. Rolling off fifth will be John Kennedy aboard the number 89 machine, and Casey Brunson aboard the number 10 in position 6.
Choking on my own
7th is Brett Fay in the 13 machine in position 7, and Alex Smolders aboard the number 211. Rolling off inside row number 5, they'll be live with, and then Ryan Underwood in the number 46. Then you got Matthew Hurton, Brad Dyer, Josh Peacock round out your B-Main number 2. Irish Sky Flag, green flags in the air.
Anthony Perego, Mike Cron lead the field down to turn number 1 and 2. Their last trek, they got 12 mountains to get around. They punched their ticket on the 50-lap main event. Anthony Perego said he fell 1 spot short of making it to the A last week. He leads the B-Main. He's got the field. Mike Cron, he's door to door for that 2nd spot. Who's that down there? The number 29 of Weingar doing a great job. Weingar door to door for that 2nd spot.
Brunson goes around. Casey Brunson, the number 10 around. Wrong place, wrong time for Casey Brunson, but he keeps it going, Phil. He was completely sideways. He brought it back there in front of Josh Peacock.
To clean my glasses off, I felt like I was at the real track watching these cars go around. They were getting all dirty, and I couldn't figure out who was who, but Weingar up for the 2nd spot with Mike Cron there, number 31. Really good race going on. Britton Roxbury has also now, he's worked his way up to the 2nd position. Can anybody chase down the race leader, Anthony Perego? He leads by 3 car lengths now over in turn 3.
Anthony Perego doing a fantastic job in the 44 machine, holding off Britton Roxbury, but Roxbury is definitely fast there in that 421 machine. He got crossed up in his heat racing action. Here comes Roxbury all over the rear bumper, the number 44 down the back straightaway here to turn number 3. Roxbury goes to the outside immediately, up there next to the cushion, trying to get that momentum. As he does so down the front straightaway, he is starting to get the momentum on the outside of the speedway.
Really is doing a hell of a run there. Is Britt Roxbury now a little slide arc job, crossover maneuver. He comes back to the low side of Perego. We'll go door to door. Who will lead this one off for? Give it to Roxbury at the line.
No, Perego.
No, Perego with the outside advantage. God, this is a great race. I love this racetrack, Todd. Lernerville so far these first couple of weeks, completely awesome. Loving all the racing we're seeing here.
Yeah, I have to agree with Katie out there. His car does look phenomenal, John Kennedy. JP Designs, we support JP Designs here too,
yes,
on Full Velocity Racing Network. JP Designs and Milner Productions and Designs. Those two guys, top-notch painters, and they support us here on Full Velocity, so we're going to support them. Katie, that's a good shout out there to that number 89. That's a beautifully looking car. As Britt Roxbury now goes back to the bottom. Perego up top. Look at the motor on the outside for the number 44 Perego. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Man, and I really thought Britton had him cleared that time as well as he made the tap to the left rear, and I thought it was enough ascent to give him the slide jump pass. Well, I was dead wrong. See, I'm still learning. When I think I've got it figured out, maybe I don't. Now Britton looks to the outside. Perego can't slam the door shut. There's no wall out there. How much does Britton want to lane the throttle? They stay door to door, single file. This is a hell of a race to the lead as we get 2 to go.
Yeah, Popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 more trips around the Lernerville Speedway. Perego holds on to the top spot. Roxbury not going away, though, and the 421 machine goes immediately to the assault on the top side of the Speedway once again as they come off a turn. Number 4, white flag going to be in there. 1 more trip around. Is Perego going to be able to hold on, or is it going to be Roxbury here in B-main number 2? Perego now drives up the track there to block the run of Roxbury. Roxbury fires down to the inside. Slide job maneuver going to come from Roxbury. He slides way up the track in front of Anthony Perego. Perego fires back and at the line. What a finish here. Gonna wait for scoring your time, and it looks like Britton Roxbury by .006. What a fantastic race.
Wow.
.006. Roxbury takes it down.
That is freaking awesome. If that don't get you excited, nothing will. And you should probably alt F4 now. You know what else you should do? If you don't have an iRacing iFlag, you probably need to alt F4 yourself, because you need to have an upper hand of a competition. Check out Jeff Brown, all his great product today over at iRacingIFlag.com, a great sponsor for the network, a big sponsor for this series. And man, that was a lot of fun to watch there. Perego versus Roxbury. I'm hoping the feature is that good, Todd. The talent we've assembled is loaded, so let's take a minute to breathe. Let's all rise and come to our feet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America, with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
right, checkered flag is out over warm-up, and we're ready to lock and load for what they call, I believe it was a Keystone 50 today. I think I may have saw come out here for this great event being put on by the UDRA, the Amsoil Ultra Dirt Late Model Series, Super Late Model Series. I think I butchered that one there, but I don't have all that UDRA in front of me. I came off the couch on a Sunday afternoon. Todd said, hey, I need my partner for this one. This series is awesome. I said, hey, what the heck? I'll sacrifice a little bit of football. We'll talk about my misery a little bit later on this evening, I'm sure, but let's go under this one, Todd, for 50 laps around. Voiles Trucking starting lineup. Let's go old school style on this one.
Starting on the pole, driving the D1RT number 80 machine. That will be Dylan Wilson, tonight's quick time. And outside of him, another D1RT guy, Jordan Casey aboard the number 42.
Number 127 rolling off on the inside of row number 2. That is Blake Majulis, and alongside aboard number 19, the Missile, Mason Crawford.
In position number 5 sees number 4 of Jimmy Emery, and Chad Bolin aboard the number 21 in position 6.
All right, I'm glad you said that because my lineup. But there we go. Let's fix it what it looks like. That's right. Position number 7, we find car number 7. That is the legend himself, Mr. Howard Weaver, and alongside aboard car number 89, that is Darren Friedman.
Position number 9 sees Brooks Tramiel aboard the number 22 machine, and JD Sass, another number 22, rolling off position 10.
00, the Swindell Speed Lab machine of Kendall Tucker rolling off next. He's parked next door to whatever 07 of David Cardwell.
Row number 7 sees an all HRE Motorsports row, the number 68 of Darren Litterall, and then the number 3 of Shane James.
HRE brings us to Phenom aboard the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Eric Elmore on the 420. He'll start 16th.
Rolling off inside row number 9, that'll be the B6. That'll be Brayton Wallace and Britton Roxbury aboard the 421 in position 18.
3D Racing brings us car number 63 of Clifford Driscoll with the number 44. Anthony Parengo rolls off 20th.
Rolling off inside row number 11, the 343 of AJ Cruz and Cameron Weigar aboard the number 29 in position 22.
Our final row, we find the number 07 of Preston Ledford and the number 10 of Casey Brunson running out a 24-car field from the Lernerville Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the wildest thrill ride of your life because we are about to be under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag a half a lap from now.
Gonna ask you one question, ladies and gentlemen. Who's it gonna be?
That's right. Throw that out there for a Sunday afternoon as we go racing 50 laps around. Dylan Wilson and Jordan Casey will take the field down for the first time in a turn number 3 and 4. A little crossover maneuver there, but the 80 may take a peek to the low side off the turn. Race leader is going to be Jordan Casey. He's going to lead. But now Dylan Wilson, he's on the outside, put the 80 to the front. Blake Majulis going to follow suit as we head to turn 3.
Yeah, Blake Majulis running in that second spot, throwing her in pretty deep there through 3 and 4. Blake Majulis now into the second spot. The 42 of Jordan Casey, heavy pressure from the number 19 machine of the Missile, Mason Crawford. Crawford immediately goes to the top shelf of the Speedway, letting her dig down the back straightaway.
Mason Crawford is there watching this race for 2 between Majulis there in the 127 car. Got him holding on for dear life right now, but yeah, Jordan Casey's 42 is there. Mason Crawford right behind them as he continues to dig. How about the 4 car? Jimmy Emery having a good run out of the gate. He's holding off another Phenom. The 21 of Chad Bolin. Chad takes a peek to the outside off the 4.
Chad Bolin there in the number 21 machine holding on to the 5th spot. Jimmy Emery now in the middle groove there in that number 4 machine. There's a lot of D1RT guys out here. Chad Bolin, then you got Jimmy Emery, the 07 of Howard Weaver right there too in that 7th spot. Then you got Kendall Tucker in the double knot machine running in that position number 8. But the 4 of Jimmy Emery trying to the bottom, trying to get around Chad Bolin.
That Jimmy Emery, number 4, that thing looks really cool. Cool looking paint scheme there. And down to the inside of Chad Bolin. That's racing on. What is that? Position number 5. Off of turn 4. It is all Dylan Wilson up front. He's run to a lead of well over 1 second over a guy like Blake Majulis. When does Blake Majulis get outrun for a second? That is the strength of the D1RT team, and that is Dylan Wilson. He carries the flag proudly down to turn 1.
As Mason Crawford, the Missile, able to get by the 42 of Jordan Casey there, moves himself into position number 3. Casey drop kicked back to the 4th spot. Chad Bolin running 5th. So right now, 4 of the top 5, all D1RT guys. Blake Majulis, the only guy, the odd man looking out, is the first yellow flag going to come out of the afternoon.
Yeah.
They hand over record service yellow flag here. We'll go right to work to see what happened there, Phil.
I think it may have included the number 22 of Brooks Trammell. I believe his car was around. It was back there following. It was a good battle back here between him and I believe Darren Friedman, the number 89. It was a whole group together. I was going to just take the call or run with, but I saw that car come to a rest in yellow on the speedway, and I believe Darren Litterall may have had a piece of this one as well. So I'll let you show it off here with a J-Max Journeys full velocity instant replay.
So as we're showing it here, there was a lot of things that went on there. A lot of guys going up and over the bankment there in 3 and 4. As we see JD Sass there, it looks like Sass there goes around, and I'm going to tell you that was probably what brought out the yellow. Brooks Tramiel was right there directly in front of him. Let's take a look at JD Sass and what happened to the other number 22 machine.
A lot of twos.
Double deuces. There's the 68 of Darren Litterall makes contact. Oh, Shane James upside down over the embankment, too. The 63 involved in that. That's a mess over there in the turn there. It's hard to tell, Phil, but there was a lot of things going on. Tramiel actually all by himself went over the embankment, but Shane James definitely went up and over there.
I'm perched on top of the tower making the call over here, and they get down to that dust cloud over to turn number 1. All I saw was a lot of things happening and cars turned around, and it was kind of tough to tell out of view who was kind of who, but there was a lot going on, and that's why Todd has all the buttons and all those cool cameras down there. Going to give a shout to our buddy Shane Weinmiller. Speaking of cameras, he has been a big help for us this week. He's on a lot of our asphalt cameras. He's got a lot of these dirt cameras done for us. Lernerville, he did these cameras for me. I'm looking through. I'm not sure you had them or not, but really some cool views I've got to look through this afternoon, and got to thank Shane Weinmiller for his contributions here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. As we get ready to get back to it, Dylan Wilson of Blake Majulis take us back under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag as we come to lap 12.
And Crawford now fires down to the inside there in the number 19 machine. Yellow flag going to immediately come back over the second United over record service yellow flag of the afternoon. We're going to go back to work, Phil, back to the production booth, find out what happened there.
All right, get those fingers working as I have to just kind of pay attention to what was happening on the track. I was trying to look off to my left, saw a whole lot of snow out there around me. I'm looking forward to jumping into football here when this one's done. But, hey, this one's been fun to watch so far. 14 laps into a 50-lap main event. Something happening right on the initial start of this one, Todd. Coming back to green. What in the world happened?
JD Sass going around in the knot there. The number 22 machine. Looks like the 07 machine just
Weaver.
cleaned house there. Nope, not that 07 machine. The Preston Ledford. Cleaned house on JD Sass there. Didn't even let off the throttle there, Phil. Just completely sent him around. Came up the track into him, and I don't know if he was angry at him for some reason or another. It almost looked intentional there in that 07 machine.
You can call it as you see it. I don't have it here, but looking back to the replay, I kind of have to call the same thing. And that I don't know if that borderline's an intentional wrecking, but that may be one to just put in the back pocket for later. I'm not sure if I like the look of that one, but we do call it like we see it here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. So, hey, if you guys got beef with how we're calling a race, get a hold of us. We'll talk it out. We're all men. We'll do what we have to do. So, but hey, we're not going to fluff and stuff anything out there. You guys expect the best of the best, and we're going to give it to you in a blunt and a very fun kind of chaotic style at times here. I'd like to bring in the insight, professionalism, and the entertainment value here on the network, and I don't know who does that better than Phil and Todd right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. As we get ready to go back to green, Dylan Wilson going to lead over Mason Crawford, Blake Majulis, Jordan Casey, Chad Boland now up into the top 5 with Jimmy Emery, Kendall Tucker, Darren Friedman, Davin Cardwell, Braden Walmus, the number 6. He's found his way to the top 10 as we go back green flag racing.
Yeah, so we take a different look at a bunch of different camera angles we have here. We're on board of Dylan Wilson right now as he comes through turns 1 and 2. Already going down the back straightaway here as it is Dylan Wilson. Here comes the 127 to Blake Majulis. Wow, what a slide job maneuver by the 127 machine. Up and over there, but Dylan Wilson able to hold on to the top spot.
And I don't know how you do it there. Dylan has ice water in his veins, knowing Blake's about to throw that move at you. He made it work, and that also helps the 19 car of Mason Crawford. He's down low digging. He may look for the race league by the time we hit turn 1.
And Mason Crawford now down to the bottom there in the number 19 machine trying to get around Blake Majulis. Another yellow flag going to fly out, though, so we're going to restack and repack the field, Phil. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what brought out this yellow flag. We've seen some pretty nasty wrecks as of late.
We really have, and I think it's just a product here today, Todd. These guys are just on it. Cars are really fast, racetrack in terrific shape, and so you throw some money on the line for these races, man. And these guys come out and they play, and sometimes we don't see a whole lot of patience being exercised, and I think that's what we may have saw right there. I believe this one may have got Cameron Weingar around, and I'm not exactly sure if it was him or if he had help going around, but that's why we have Todd down there J-Max Strong Full Velocity Instant Replay is going to show us what.
Yeah, the number 29 machine definitely went to the outside as the 44 comes back up the track, Anthony Borrego, but 29 had nowhere to go there, runs into the back of him, and then he checks up. The 63 gets into the back of him. Chain reaction throughout the field. Also got Litterall involved in that one. Looks like not a lot of damage to these two machines. Litterall has a little bit of damage to the rear end of his car in that 68, but that is not that bad there, Phil. So I thought that would be a lot worse than it was.
Well, I think we dodged a bullet right there as we put now 20 laps on the board, third yellow flag of the afternoon, 50 laps of distance here, so not an awful lot of time to get it done. You were here last week for a terrific 100-lap main event. Blake Majulis taking down the win. I only know that because Katie did an awesome write-up there, and I was able to read about the entire event. Didn't get to watch it live, Todd. I was sorry. Wasn't here, wasn't paying attention, but Katie brought us up to speed. Blake won here 1 week ago. What do you think that momentum of having a weekly series at a racetrack like this, what does it do for a guy like Blake's confidence if he really didn't need any more, because he's had a tremendous 2019, but you got to think he feels confident coming into today.
Definitely got to be feeling confident as Blake Jules fires back here on the iRacing high flag, green flag, as they come down into turn number one. Mason Crawford makes contact there just a little bit there with the 127, but they're able to keep it going. He stays out of it there, backs out of it. Now here comes Blake Jules. Oh, slide job, and yellow flag going to come out at the same time. Good to complete the pass.
Yeah, there was something happening there, I believe, off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway that I believe is going to put us under the yellow flag, and I'll do my best real quick to go back there and take a quick look as well. But there were guys shooting for gaps that just kind of weren't there, and I think Braden Wallace may have got frozen out of this one there aboard car number 6, so that'll put Todd back under wraps there in the trailer. A replay brought to you by J-Max Journeys. Take it away, Todd.
So we're taking a look at Braden Wallace, and we're going to definitely have to look at a different type of screen. Yeah, there was some contact over there. Braden Wallace definitely went down in the woods. He went over the embankment into the woods. Hopefully he comes back here, but a little bit of contact. Looks like between the 89 and the 07 machine. Not a ton of contact, but enough to bring the B6 around and up and over the embankment there. He went for a ride. Able to pull back out onto the speedway, though, Phil. Definitely a good sign there. At least he didn't head into the woods too far. That gets to be really, really scary.
Well, I wonder if he had, you think the old nursery rhyme, if you will, for a second. Over the banking, through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. I mean, is there a cookie at Granny's? Is there some Karen's custard? There's custard there at Granny's, Jack. Do we got the custards over there? There's over the bank and through the woods. Maybe that's where he was going. Braden Wallace was off track. I think his car is, for the most part, okay. He'll rejoin the field as we get ready to go back to racing. Todd now with 28 laps on the board.
Yeah, 28 laps on the board here. Well, I got 26 laps on the board here, Phil. I don't know where you get 28 laps.
26, you're correct.
26 laps, just a shade over halfway home. Lights are extinguished atop the Chevy Silverado iRacing.com official pace truck here. And he's going to pull hard right off the track. I'm so used to saying hard left, but hard right off the track into the pits that is actually located off the track. The iRacing high flag, green flag comes out, and Blake Majulis fires first to that 127 machine. Dylan Wilson now back to the second spot. Oh, contact made there again. Here comes the 42. Jordan Casey way up on the top shelf of the Speedway, but Dylan Wilson backed out of it there, Phil. So that was another good driving skill for the number 80 machine, as these guys are fighting for every inch of real estate out there. More contact made down at 1 and 2 as Blake Majulis trying to protect the bottom side.
I'm going to tell you what, I am a fan of that number 80 car. I'll tell you what, Dylan Wilson, a class act. He runs hard, but he will run you pretty clean. You see him laying the fender there, the Blake. I think that's really good short track racing in a place like Lernerville. He really could have, really turned him, let him jump in his grade there, finished him off, and that takes a classy race car job to do what Dylan just did. That's why I'm a fan of that guy. The whole group of D1RT, a lot of classy gentlemen. Dylan Wilson running along in position number 2. You look right behind another one of those D1RT guys. Jordan Casey has worked his way to 3rd, and that's a pretty fast car right now. We know Jordan Casey's capable of getting it done.
Now Dylan Wilson slide job battle for the top spot again. He goes full song through 3 and 4. Blake Majulis able to fire back there as Wilson tried everything he has. Here comes Kendall Tucker in the 00 machine too. Another Swindell Speed Lab, so it's D1RT versus Swindell Speed Labs. As here comes the number 80 slide job again. Up in front of Blake Majulis. That time he steals the lead.
Sure did. And I tell you what, Todd, if you got a minute to throw one out there, go on board with somebody through 3 and 4 that may risk going off the ramp. When that wall starts approaching, I'm going to tell you what, it was to take my breath away. You feel that thing approaching on you. You're about to hit it nose first. I can't believe these guys are able to throw the slider as they are. But Joel's back to the low side of Wilson for the lead off of 2.
And so we're going to go on board, see if I can get it quickly. But these guys are going rather quick as Blake Jules just seeing that wall right there. You can see it as Phil was talking about there. But Blake Jules will try it one more time as we know he's been throwing these sliders here as we're on board here. But Blake Jules here in the 127 down through 3 and 4. Just watch him throw that slide job up through the corner. Yellow flag going to come out. There's the wall. But you can see the yellow lights on. Guess we're going to have to go back to work, Phil.
Yeah, you got to go back.
Take it away.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wish you could get the sensation I got right there, because somebody was about to straddle going off over that, embankment, the cushion up at 3 and 4, and they were rim riding up there with the right rear kicked out. That wall was approaching, and it had me squeegeeing in my chair, too, hoping not to hit it. So that was a pretty cool effect. Lernerville, cool little racetrack. Why I love a track like this with no walls. But yellow flag on the Speedway, lap number 35 on the board. And I'm going to let you tell us, everybody down there, what happened, Todd, because, frankly, I haven't found it yet.
Well, we're just taking a look to see what happened. It looks like maybe the yellow came out for the number 89 machine here. He goes up and over the embankment here, pounds the outside wall here in turns 3 and 4. He escaped, so because it was in front of the leaders, I think that's what caused that one, Phil.
You're probably right. You're usually right more times than not. I won't. I'm not going to let your wife tell you here that I think you're always right, because that can just make more problems, because I know my wife says the same thing when I think I'm right. So, but we'll leave that one alone. But I guess they could say sometimes an incident will speak for itself. We'll let that one just tell its own story.
Yeah, we definitely can let that tell its own story. So we're going to do a quick running order drop down as lights are on here, just so you can see it on the left side of the screen here. See the sponsors down here. Just see where your driver is at. Your favorite driver is running. I tell you, a guy that's on the move, Phil. Anthony Perego, man. He started deep. He's 8th already in that 44.
Watching him come up through the field, a guy that we followed pretty closely up there in the upstate New York area. A modified driver in his own right. Good to see Anthony Perego come out here with that number 44, doing a heck of a job now up into the top 10. Riding in position number 8. And this one here, Todd, it may come down. We get a little sprint to the finish here. 12 laps remaining. That's not a whole lot of time here at a little, 410 track like Lernerville. You got to get up on the wheel and get it done. Perego, we know, can do it, but God, look at the talent up ahead of him. He's going to have a big challenge if he's going to pull himself off into the top 3 in this one.
As we get ready to go back to green flag, racing eye flag. Green flag's up in the air again. The 127 of Blake Jules puts the loud pedal down, and they drop down into turn number 1. Dylan Wilson running in that second spot. 3rd is Jordan Casey in the number 42. Mason Crawford running in that 4th spot. 5th is Kendall Tucker aboard the double dot, and then the 21 of Chad Bullen running in that 6th spot. Jimmy Emery running 7th. Anthony Perego now looking to the bottom there of Jimmy Emery. That's a battle for the 7th spot.
Really good race over there between Emery and Bolin, 21 versus 4 off the corner. You also put in that race as well. Perego's back there. Drew Hopkins at 157 trying to make his waves up there. But Todd, I'm looking up here. This race going on for 3rd and 4th. You got Mason Crawford really giving it to Jordan Casey door to door. And also Kendall Tucker. Double zeros up high. Good 3-4 car race now, but Jewel stuck up high. Here comes Casey for 2nd and 3.
And Jordan Casey really trying real hard there. Blake Jules now in the middle of the meeting between the T1RT sandwich as we come down to turn number 1. 3 wide for 2nd. Here comes Blake Jules up through the middle. He's trying to split the sandwich, split the difference. Here the 19 of the missile, Mason Crawford down to the bottom side by side. Oh, the 42, Jordan Casey's off the wall. And he drops into the wall there. Jordan Casey off the embankment into the wall. Yellow flag going to fly.
That's exactly the look I was going on board with, Todd. You saw Jordan take that move off the corner, off the rim, and hit the wall. I'm telling you, that's the view you want to go on board with right there. Man, a hard hit for the 42. It's probably going to take him out of a good finishing position as that car really, really hit hard. Yellow flag here late. Now 44 of 50 on the board. And issues find Jordan Casey was just on the wheel being aggressive. But they say they don't have walls up there to save you. You're going to sometimes jump it. And when you jump it, disaster usually follows. And the 42 is, well, he's jumped.
Yeah, he's down on pit road, Phil, for the number 42 of Jordan Casey. Definitely probably a little bit upset with himself. He was really throwing her in there, trying to make some heydays there. Trying to get around Blake Jules, but Mason Crawford was able to get by him. So put Crawford in position number 2. Then you got Blake Jules, Kendall Tucker, Chad Bullen, Jimmy Emery. And then you got Anthony Prego 7th. 8th is Clifford Driscoll. 9th is the 157 of Drew Hopkins, and Shane James right now rounds out your top 10 in that number 3 machine. So definitely a different type of feeling here, Phil. As we looked at the top 10 at the beginning of the race, it shook up quite a bit there amongst 5th on back. The top 5 have been switching back and forth, but man, what a great race here at Lernerville, just like last week.
It really is an awesome event. Really glad you told me to get over here today, because this has been a lot of fun to cover through what is now 46 on the board. So we're getting close to the end of this one, and I'm just looking up here through this field here with Wilson, Crawford, Majultis, Tucker, you guys like Bolden, Emery, Perego, Cliff Driscoll. How about the guy from 3D Racing, the 63, out there racing with some of the best of the best? Mr. Driscoll finds himself on the outside of the top 5, running in 8th, but that's one heck of a run as we go back to green flag racing. 47 laps now go up to the board.
Yeah, 47 laps up on the board here, Phil. The number 80 of Dylan Wilson assumes the lead. Second still is the Missile Mason Crawford in that second spot. Then you got Blake Jules running in that third spot in the 127. Kendall Tucker 4th. Those guys pretty much staying single file. 3 more trips around Lernerville here in the 50 lap main event here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, as these guys trying to get somewhere here. As it looks like so far, Dylan Wilson, though, pretty comfortable out front there. He's got his teammate behind him. Don't count out his teammate, though. The Missile Mason Crawford, he's won quite a few times here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Popsicle sticks in there. 2 more to go.
2 more trips around the 4/10 mile. Dylan Wilson leads the field off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, gets a great line to the 3 and 4. Said Mason Crawford going to ride right in tow. White flag in the air. 1 more trip around. Dylan Wilson leads into turn 1.
Now Wilson up on the top shelf of the Speedway for the final time down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Here comes Mason Crawford. He's not going to challenge him that hard. Off of turn number 4, Dylan Wilson going to take down week number 2 win. And then number 80, which is second, going to go to Mason Crawford. Blake Majul is going to finish up in that 3rd spot. Kendall Tucker for 4th, Chad Bolin. Anthony Perego going to finish up 6th there, Phil. So good run for him, starting deep in the field. Jimmy Emery 7th, 8th, Clifford Driscoll. Drew Hopkins going to finish up 9th. Shane James, Casey Brunson going to finish up 11th. Brooks Tremillan 12th. J.D. Sasson 13th. 14th to see Brayton Wallace. And you got Darren Litterall at 15th. 16th, Davin Cardwell. Preston Ledford in the 07. 17th. The 343 of AJ Cruz, 18th, 19th, Jordan Casey. Cameron Weigower in the number 29, going to finish up 20th. 21st, going to go to Eric Elmore. And Darren Freeman aboard the 89, 22nd, 23rd, Howard Weaver and Britton Roxbury round out your 24-car field here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Fantastic races. We're getting ready to go into the evening hour, but, oh, man. This doesn't lack for anything, Phil, every week I've been here so far.
This has been an awesome event to watch. Last week was great as well. We'll talk to these drivers on the post-race show next. They're live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Post-race show presented by BladeNo.com coming at you next. Wherever you're going, because I have nothing. Back here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network post-race show presented by BladeNode.com, the Lernerville Speedway here this afternoon. UDRA Amsoil Super Late Model Dirt Series win going to Dylan Wilson, second to Mason Crawford. And finishing up third this afternoon aboard car number 127, our buddy Blake Majulis. Blake, off the big win, 100-lap win here last week. You take half the laps away, but still a really good, strong race car with a very competitive field. A third-place run, man. First, tell us about your race car. How did it handle for you for 50 laps?
Yeah, not bad there after figured out the line there and early in the race and warm up, just all around the top really, and then rolled the middle and then found some bottom there and halfway through the race, and I liked that mostly after I found that I kind of rolled it down there for most of the race after the top started going away in 102, but as far as handling, not too bad.
Now, talk about the gentleman around you you're racing with here. There was a time or two where I think you and Wilson had a really good race together, throwing some sliders at each other. You got a little bit out of shape at one point. He had a fender up there, and I think a lesser driver may have turned you around. He kind of rolled out of it, let you catch it, went back to racing. There needs to be more of that in this dirt racing, doesn't there? Because that was a really terrific effort by you guys, and very classy of him to do, because it could have been bad for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate Jordan there lifting, after Dylan railed my rear end. I mean, I got out of shape there off too, but, I mean, there's definitely time to lift or, at least go under me. I got destroyed, but, after that, or before that, it was a great race. I tried running the bottom a few times and got hit there too. I don't know, just kind of wherever I went didn't really work out in my favor at all, but not sure what the problem was. But other than that, it was a good race, yeah.
It was aggressive racing for sure. You guys are really all getting after it. But, hey, classic gentleman indeed. Love the interview we get with you, Blake. You've had a tremendous 2019, almost picking up yet another checkered flag, but a podium finish here a Sunday afternoon. Still got a couple weeks left here in 2019. I'm going to imagine more checkered flags to come for you, bud. But I'm sure we'll do it Victory Lane. Let's do it here at third place one more time. I'll give you the mic. You know the drill. Give a shout to anybody out there watching this afternoon.
Yeah, just my teammates, the whole team, Swindell Speed Lab, iRacing, iFlag, Jeff Brown. Appreciate him for everything he does for me. Jeremy Ray, Design 75. You guys for broadcast, and Bell Helmets, Wise Organics. Tia for everything she does for me, and that'll do it. Thank you.
All right, there he is, folks. Blake Majulis, the 127 this week. Third place finish at the Lernerville Speedway. We'll let him get back to it, and we'll take a little jaunt down here on pit side, and we'll find the likes of one of the Missile. The Missile, Mason Crawford, the number 19, gets a second place finish this afternoon. And Mason, I got to ask you, man, you guys had one heck of a piece this afternoon. You guys really throwing these cars in. It wasn't me, or was the racing? I don't want to call it aggressive, but it was exciting, man. Tell us about your ride out there.
Oh, bud, it was intense. Yeah, it was aggressive, and that's aggressive, but pretty clean. The occasional contact, which you're gonna have when you're running that hard for a win, but the fact that most of us all finished up front was pretty impressive.
I gotta say, from an outsider guy that doesn't do a whole lot of racing my own right, watching you guys the last couple of weeks here, this whole new Lernerville Speedway, completely thrilled the way this track has been laid out. The racing on here has been superb. What's it like going out here night after night and mixing it up with some of the best of the best? Is this fun behind the wheel? Is this for guys like us up here watching it happen?
Oh yeah, it keeps you, it keeps you honest with no wall being there to help you. Don't want a slide job, you have to be right on point. So it's a lot of fun to race and a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to watch the replay of that one.
Oh, man, it was an awesome race. You guys really put one heck of a show on. We enjoyed the heck out of it. Missile Mason Crawford, a second place run this afternoon. Full Velocity Racing Network, as usual. Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Mason, I know you got a lot of great people out there that help you make this car go fast night after night, too. So I'll give you the floor and give those guys all a shout.
Well, I just want to, thank D1RT, and I think that's really about it.
All right. You had anything else there?
No, that'll be it.
All right, buddy. There you go. Car number 19, Mason Crawford today. Second place finished here at the Lernerville Speedway. So we've talked to third and we've talked to second. That means there's only one more left to talk to. The fastest guy this afternoon at the Lernerville Speedway aboard the D1RT. Car number 80, Dylan Wilson in Victory Lane with Todd Stanton.
Yeah, down here in victory lane with the driver of the number 80, Dylan Wilson. Finally, Garrison victory lane once again. But Dylan, a fantastic job there, man. That was some pretty aggressive racing. Great racing, slide jobs. I mean, that's what short track racing is about right there. You guys put on one whale of a show. Tell us about that race, man. That was great.
Yeah, it wasn't my proudest race, that's for sure. I tried to stay pretty cool-headed, and I was pretty mad in that race. So, iRacing scoring freaking screwed me twice in that race and gave him the lead. And usually when Blake gets in the lead, he's really hard to pass. So, I mean, those battles were really important. And I don't know, in any other form of racing, it's, whoever's a leader at the line. And both times the yellow came out, I was a leader at the line. And, iRacing's got these crappy scoring lines where if you throw a slider, you get the lead if you're halfway past somebody. So, I was pretty mad. I mean, it got pretty interesting there. I mean, he went off the track, and I mean, I don't know. It just, it's never good to drive mad, and so, like I said, not my proudest race, but we'll take it.
Hey, I understand that, and I agree with the scoring loops. I think that needs to be repaired. Is usually if a yellow comes out and the lap hasn't been completed, it goes to the last scoring loop. It should go to that way. Same way here in iRacing. I would think, being at the local track and doing a lot of the stuff here behind the scenes at my two local tracks here at home. So I agree with you on that one, Dylan. I think that needs to be fixed here in iRacing, especially on these dirt tracks. So don't mess up the leader. Don't make you angry. But hey, sometimes when you're angry, you win races. I've done it myself here at the local dirt track. I've been angry, won races that way. I've also been angry and lost races that way too, because sometimes you drive a little bit over the top.
Yeah, like I said, driving a little mad. I don't know. It just seemed like wherever I went, he kind of started to go on the bottom, and that didn't help the anger at all. So I don't know. I'm sure he was, he probably knew I was a little faster, so he was probably just trying to keep me back there as long as he could. And I didn't really want to lift, because I knew how important it was to get back by him quickly.
Definitely a fantastic race for you there, Dylan. Definitely happy to see you down here in victory lane once again. It might not be your proudest moment, but hey, you're down in victory lane. Definitely deserved it here this afternoon, I should say. It's almost coming to evening time here in New York. It looks like evening with all the snow that's going on outside right now. But I'm gonna give you the microphone, Dylan. Thank you here this evening.
Thank you to everybody at UDRA, I believe is the name of the league. For putting this deal on. Thank you guys for broadcasting so everybody could watch, and then thanks to D1RT Racing and all the guys over there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the big W here. Second week of the UDRA Lernerville series. We still got 6 more weeks left to go. Driver of the number 80, the D1RT number 80, that's Dylan Wilson, Phil. What a fantastic showing, and definitely for UDRA, as it's been a great 2 weeks, and definitely a star-studded field here each and every week. And, man, you want to be a part of this. You should be a part of it. I mean, it's fantastic. It really is.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That was a great time. I'm glad you got me over here this afternoon. I hope I'll make this a staple here the next couple of weeks. Can't promise every week, but we'll do my best what's going on out there with the household and whatnot. But, hey, listen,
the Cowboys lose, you'll be here every week.
That's happened today. I look on the screen right now, and I saw that the Eagles are losing to the Redskins. They can't keep me twisting in the wind anymore. You want to hear Phil's dejection of football? Well, come join me later on tonight. I'll be over at DWRL, BladeNo.com Sunday Shootout Series. It'll be probably right at the end of the Cowboys game, so you'll hear it. If they're still alive or not, you'll hear the agony and all the defeat here we have to have at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank to all the gang at UDRA, all the great sponsors here, all our great sponsors at the Full Velocity Racing Network, for Todd, for Jack Truan, for Ron Piles, everybody else here that makes up the Full Velocity Racing Network. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll see you back here live next week on a Sunday at the Lernerville Speedway. Have a great week.